What's the difference between JPEG and PNG when it comes to image formats for web design? Well, there's a lot of different image formats out there, but truly for web design, you should only be using these two formats, PNG or JPEG. And JPEGs are meant for photography. So the Joint Photographer Group, that's what JPEG stands for. It is meant to handle photographs in the best way possible. So they did a great job of compressing the image data so they're not big files. JPEGs are one of the smallest files, but they also offer pretty high clear resolution for your photos. But don't do photos as PNG because PNG is a much higher compression data amount, so it's going to be a bigger file. It's going to take more loading time. So don't run all your photos as PNGs. PNGs are only for logos or for things that are supposed to be super crisp. So like seals, logos, icons, like if you have a little Facebook or those type of images, favicons, things like that, those should all be run as PNGs because it offers the crispest details in your logo for scalability and things like that, resolution purposes, but they also has the highest data compared to a JPEG. So JPEG should run all your photos. If you have photographs of different things, you have a photo library or a gallery, those should all be JPEGs. And then make sure all your other assets for your brand, so your logo and your favicon and your seals and your logos and things like that are all put in PNG. So that's the difference between the two. And you really should not mix and match. They should be specifically used that way. PNG is stands for Portable Network Group. It was basically a way to create files that could be transferred without any data loss. So PNGs are considered a lossless data transfer, so they're not compressed. Like JPEGs are actually compressed. They can be compressed anywhere up to even 10 times compression from what the original, like if a camera takes a photo of an image, it could be in RAW. By the time it comes down to a JPEG, it could be a major compression, multiple times of compression. And they do this by filling in certain spots of the image that are kind of repeated spots. They'll just duplicate that and kind of use the same piece of code for that part of the image. So it tries to not like damage the image or make it really less resolution, but offer a much smaller data compression. And that really matters with load times. When it comes to websites, we want our website to load as fast as possible. So we want to make sure that our images are not too big. Oftentimes, one of the mistakes I see people who are just kind of starting out in web design or don't know web design or they're just trying to run their own business website, one of the mistakes they make is loading massive images, like straight out of their camera of their phone or their actual camera. They'll take that 4,000 or 5,000 pixel size image and upload it directly into the website and try to get that to load. It's a really bad idea. Not only will the viewer never see the image at that size, unless they have a massive movie screen, but even then, the website formats are never going to allow it to show at that size, that resolution. So there's no point in even loading it at that size. But oftentimes people don't know how to reduce the size of the images because you do have to load it into something like Photoshop or like a paint.net, and you have to reduce those image sizes down, and it has to be compressed properly. So if it's at 5,000 by 4,000, like 5,000 wide by 4,000 tall, you're gonna have to put in the amount that you wanna set. So usually 1,200 wide is a good one, and then you have to let the other side automatically set, like in the algorithm, so that that might be like 1,000 or 900 or whatever it determines is the proper resolution for that image so that it doesn't get warped. And all this is kind of technical and complicated, but it is the right way to do web design. So make sure that the images are sized properly. 1,200 wide is usually a pretty good size for most things that are going to go on the website. You may sometimes need it bigger than that, and then oftentimes you kind of need it smaller than that, but if you just do 1,200, you're never going to have problems with loading, and it's going to have plenty of resolution. So that's a good rule of thumb. And definitely make sure that you save your JPEGs, title them properly before you upload them. And with PNGs, the same thing, title them properly. But make sure that you're using JPEGs for photos and PNGs for logos, and you're gonna be good to go, and you're gonna do really well with your SEO and your website success. This is Joe from SkyPoint Studios. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If so, definitely like, comment down below. I'd love to hear about how you're handling photos in your website. And as always, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.